Sorry about that. We are back live here at the Lane County Ice Center. We are trying to solve those last little nagging video issues. Hopefully that solves it a little bit as we get ready here for the puck to drop. So keep those guesses coming. And Laurie Halverson with the correct guess first. That is little Danny Cockrell, our goaltender, enjoying a little bubble bath with his ducky on his head. A good job from the Halverson family. The puck's about to drop here at the Lane County Ice Center. We will be back at Whistles with some more pictures. I hope you enjoy them as much as we've enjoyed collecting them for you. Here's Taryn Donnelly, chips it forward towards line mate Trevor McCarty. Trevor McCarty out there with Connor McBride as Alex Solitzer sits in the box with Stephen Casey. Stephen Casey will be in there until the 10th minute of this game and the whistle after that. Here's Connor McBride pressuring Remedios. Remedios finds Corey James. Corey James with some room to skate as he steps around McCarty. Looks across rink to Minkoff, just a little bit too far in front of him. Icing waved off. Minkoff on the puck. Well played by Tyler Halverson as he plants his body right in front of Minkoff. Another cross-rink pass goes to McBride, whose backhand effort almost found its way in, but Corey James with the puck now coming with speed, skates around Dan Solitzer, leaves it for Minkoff. Minkoff, though, not ready for it. That effort really never had a chance to get to him. Dan Solitzer behind the net for the Ducks. Up to Shabara. Shabara now getting some time with some top line here for the Ducks. Solitzer gets his head up, dumps it deep for his brother Dan. Alex now back with the puck. Tries to find his brother Dan, but it hits some skates in front. Shabara now with a little bit of space to Alex Solitzer. Centers it to Dan, who tried to tip it through his legs, and 5-hole on Gilmore, though it was deflected out. Good save by Gilmore. Taryn Donnelly now for the Ducks. Finds Stankovic. Stankovic to Donnelly. Shabara. Shabara to Alex. Alex Solitzer now with his brother Dan Solitzer. 2-on-1. Finds Dan. Dan with his skate. What a save by Gilmore. His glove kept that from being 2-1 Huskies.
It's a great cross-ice pass there and a great pass that started that whole sequence using the boards to create the opportunity. But the Soliters, as we've said time and time again, just have that kind of sixth sense about where each other are on the ice.
18-2 here to go in the second period. 1-1 is on the scoreboard. You might have seen us pan across those banners atop the rink with the 07, 08, 08, 09, and 04, 05 Pac-8 championships for the Ducks. They look to finish off their season strong heading into the Pac-8 playoffs, and hopefully they will bring a trophy back to Eugene. At least they won another banner up there.
Those banners certainly getting a little lonely. The Ducks, by the way, with their win last night, clinched the number 3 seed in the Pac-8 tournament. So what that means is they will play with Arizona State, and the loser of the UCLA-USC game, which is tonight, Utah and UW, and the winner of that game will be the other pool. So Oregon avoids an early round matchup against Utah in the Pac-8 playoffs.
We will be relaunching and rebranding our website for next season. Stay tuned for that. You will be able to stay up to date in all the happenings of Pac-8 hockey and ACHA hockey in general. We will look to keep that updated with a staff up here that will be joining us, whose sole job is to make sure that we stay relevant and we keep you hockey fans out there updated with all of the information you need. Scarlotta now into the zone with Pat Taylor, whose stick wasn't on the ice as it slides under him. Good noise coming from the fan section here. It is Oregon Pit Crew night. A lot of Duck fans out here as it is Greek weekend. Abate now with the Ducks. Throws it deep. Brock Burgess there chasing it. He's kind of out of his territory.
Want to say hello to some of the other former Ducks listening and watching to us tonight. Eric Brody, we've given him the shout out before, and Matt Hanlon, former club coordinator, interacting with us on Twitter. Nice to see you guys.
Matt Hanlon, such an important part of this team last year. Always good to see a familiar face interacting with us online. McBride turns and shoots. Puck goes high and wide. Nick Cool on the chase, able to get his body in front of it. The puck just almost finds its way out of the zone, kept well by Halverson, who centers it to Nick Cool, almost found McCarty sticking in, but now with speed is Minkoff. So dangerous, cutting in from the left side as Minkoff bumps into McBride. Both stay on their skates. Good defensive play by the Ducks.
Yeah, Huskies without an an official shot on goal so far this period.
Excuse me, Isaac. Here's Connor McBride. Now skating by himself. Gets it on net. Gloved away by Gilmore for the Huskies. Corey James with the puck. Looks up. He has teammate with him on the far side. That was Alex Black he had with him. Corey James finds Black again. Black behind the net, leaves it for James. James back to Black, though. Didn't have his stick ready that time. Here is Minkoff. Minkoff, well hit by McCarty.
McCarty's laid a few solid checks over the last 2 games.
You wouldn't really predict that McCarty would have a big physical presence. He's kind of a small frame, skinny framed guy just like myself, but he knows how to throw the weight he has around, and he knows how to use his hips and get under people and really put them to the ice.
And if there's going to be an opponent that brings out the physical play and even the more timid players, and not to call McCarty timid, but you're going to see physical play out of everyone against Washington.
Absolutely. Tenacious is McCarty as he goes for a change. Here is Shabara, name we've said so much this season, but he's been ill the past few games. It's nice to have him back here on the ice. Here's Stankovic alongside Taron Donnelly. Taron Donnelly usually playing with Tyler Halverson. Black. Great pass, finds Bartlett, not quite able to get his stick on the puck and redirect it towards Cockrell. Cockrell, I don't think, has seen a shot yet this period. There it is, right, and saved well by
right on
Cockrell's
cue.
glove. Here's Nick Cool with some space to skate. Dan waiting on the line. Here comes Shabara for the drop pass. Cool, though, does it alone and almost finds a little space above the blocker of Gilmore. Deflected high, wide, and out of the rink. Someone's going home with a Ducks Puck souvenir. You might be able to go home with the Ducks Puck souvenir today if you guess correctly some of these baby pictures that we have of the Ducklings. Out now is Solitzer, and Shabara.
Very nice pucks the Ducks have here, provided by Urgent Care. Nice Oregon O on one side.
I actually designed the pucks, Isaac. I'll take credit for that one. Dan Solitzer now. Here's Kyle Umlauf. His wayward pass only finds the stick of Shabara. Now the Ducks working along the boards. It looked like it almost hit Scarlotta, who was leaning over the bench. No whistle on the play. Stankovic chases it deep. We'll have a whistle. Icing. The puck will go to the Washington defensive zone. Stephen Casey, we will remind you, is still sitting in the box here for the Duck, who has judged a 10-minute misconduct at the end of the first period. He will come back. The first whistle after 10 minutes have gone here in the second period. Still 1-1 on the board as Alex Solitzer wins the draw. Shabara now on the chase. Puck leaves the Oregon offensive zone to Michael Luke, who hasn't had much ice time yet this period. Here he is. Always an exciting player to watch for the Ducks. Alex Solitzer leaves it for Shabara. Isaac Shabara now with speed up the left. Stankovic redirects it towards net, and Alex Solitzer lying flat, waiting for the call.
That might be a head contact call.
Dan Solitzer, rather.
Just a hold on the Huskies, but they will give Oregon the Ducks' first power play of the game, as number 4, Troy Gasser, had a little how do you do for Dan Solitzer, and it was a little more tuggy than Alois Kapskarowski would like to see, so he will give him 2 minutes and let him sit down and think about his actions.
This is an Oregon Ducks power play. 36 Shabara centers Connor McBride and Nick Cool. Not the line we would have expected out there, although the first line might be getting a rest. They had a long shift before this. Here's Tyler Halverson with a little bit of space. Nick Cool now.
2 minutes.
Cool dangles forward, buys himself a little space, shoots high and into the netting. Kasparovsky waves the face-off outside of the zone. That did not take a deflection on its way into the netting. Unfortunate for Nick Cool, as he made himself some space and his shot just didn't have enough on it.
1:42 left, so still a bunch of time on the penalty to Gasser for holding Dan Solitzer, and we'll see if the Ducks can take a 2-1 lead here.
My mom texted me saying that second pick has got to be Patrick Scarlatta. You are incorrect. That second picture was not Patrick Scarlatta. Try again, mother. Here
Always nice to tell your mom she's wrong, isn't it? The few opportunities that you get.
Very, very few. Here is Tyler Halverson, who finds McBride. McBride finds McCarty with a pinpoint pass. McCarty rings it around to Nick Cool. Nick Cool has had a successful game as he lays a hit into Corey James. Halverson now. Taron Donnelly almost picked off. Taron Donnelly still. Chips it into the legs of McBride, who collects it and throws it deep. McCarty on the chase. McCarty collects, finds Nick Cool. Nick Cool spins away from pressure, but pressure did not spin away from him. Good play by Corey James. Keeps the puck for Huskies. Still working with the puck as James chips it forward and deep. Halverson on the chase.
Penalty coming up against Oregon here, so there goes the man advantage. I think a slash is going to be the call.
Nick Cool, number 2, will join
and
Stephen Casey in the box. Stephen Casey has about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left before he's out, which means 12:22 left here to go in the second period. 49 seconds remaining on the Gasser penalty. We will temporarily skate 4-on-4. Danny Cockrell hasn't really been tested as much as he was last night. What do you think that means for the Ducks?
Well, they've been doing a very good job of keeping the shots out of them, keeping the puck in their attacking zone. Particularly the Ducks defensemen so far on this power play have been doing a good job when the puck does get out of their attacking zone of keeping it in the neutral zone and not letting it go all the way back in.
I hope you're enjoying our new clock that we have. Hopefully it keeps you in the loop of the time frame that we have. It helps us certainly not having to yell out the time so much. Thank you, Dylan, for getting the timer working. And we remind you, please do donate to the broadcast department here at Oregon Hockey. It is very expensive. Our operating costs, they go from game to game, and they increase each time as our viewership increases. It costs us about $50 to $100 to broadcast one game now, so donations are much appreciated. We are going to show another picture here for you real quick. It's the one that we teased before. If you have a prediction of who this Duck might be, please let us know right now on Ustream. Alex Solitzer, almost on net, was on net, hit Cockrell in the chest, but gloved down and cleared by the Ducks. In flies Stankovic, though, did not get his body on it. Great little shuttle pass back to Dan Solitzer from Alex Solitzer. Dan Solitzer on net, waved dead by the ref. Dan Solitzer is not happy as that puck was loose, and Dan dramatically throws his glove in the air.
He's got a right to be upset. That was not even close to being corralled, and I understand from an officiating perspective, you're supposed to stop the play when you can't see it, but that one bounced. It was clear. It wasn't a matter of it being loose or anything. It was just, there was a rebound opportunity there, and the whistle came very early.
Here is Andrew Johnson.
Gasser out of the box now, so UW with about a minute and 5 seconds of power play time.
Gasser keeps it in the Oregon zone as Corey James absorbs a hit, and another hit comes in on Alex Black. Here is Stankovic, gets his head up, finds a man. Dan Solitzer just redirects at the length of the ice and goes for a change. Here is Andrew Johnson, looks up, finds Corey James. Corey James finds Gasser. Gasser chips it in and deep. Cockrell behind the net tries to get his stick on it to leave it for Halverson. Halverson, though, able to collect it by himself. McCarty working against Minkoff. Haven't said Minkoff's name too much this period. Probably better for the Ducks that way. Gasser now. Gasser finds a waiting Minkoff all the way up the ice. Taron Donnelly right there to provide pressure, physical pressure on Minkoff. Chipped high and over the top by McCarty. Good awareness from the Ducks there to stop a potent Washington attack. Minkoff slowly enters the zone. Gets his head up and finds the big Andrew Johnson across the rink. Here's a Bate working to get it past Minkoff, and does, but only to the stick of Corey James, who dumps it back deep to Minkoff. Minkoff now spins away from Taron Donnelly. Minkoff to the point at Gasser. Gasser on net, blocked in front by Patrick Scarlatta. Scarlatta leaning in to Alex Black. Abate hits the brakes but doesn't quite get past Minkoff. Minkoff read it the whole way. Gasser unloads a shot. Cockrell rather was up for it. Wasn't on net, just wide. Halverson. Centering pass does not quite make it through to the slot. Dangerous play from Scarlotta, chipping it back towards his own net. Ends up at the stick of Kyle Umlauf. Umlauf tries to center. Vandermoon there pressuring Halverson. Halverson met with two Huskies. That was Vandermoon and Kyle Umlauf. Stays on his feet. The puck, though, goes for icing. No change for the Ducks. A tired line out here. Taryn Donnelly, Patrick Scarlotta, Halverson. Now, we remind you that Casey, who got the game misconduct, comes out and goes straight to the bench. He will be back participating in this game. See if he rejoins his line mates. And it is Taryn Donnelly. That is Francis Cage Organ. Sorry, I'm not sure about the name there, but that is right. That was Taryn Donnelly. Good guess. Pat Taylor now. Not quite able to get his stick on the puck. We remind you, if you do exceptionally well in this guessing game, we will try to send you a little puck or a little t-shirt or some sort of Oregon hockey merchandise. And once again, we'll remind you, we do appreciate all donations. If you need help with the donation process, feel free to hit us up, direct message us. We can help you out with that. Any amount helps. $10, $100, $1,000, no matter what you can give, it will go to a good use. We are a 501c non-profit organization here, so it is, you can get tax money back on that. I believe Halverson leaves it for Donnelly. Donnelly chips it past Scarlotta and out of the zone. In comes Pat Taylor. Abate throws his weight at Vandermoon. Here is Scarlotta. Scarlotta not able to keep his feet. Puck dribbles down the length of the ice to Halverson. Halverson has a little bit of time. Looks up, sees a lot of skating room. Now it's a 3-on-2. Halverson takes it all alone, leaves it. Good stick from number 17, Remedios. Kept that from being a one-time effort and possibly a goal. Here's Dan Solitzer, hits it to Alex Solitzer, who's coming in. Maybe he would have liked to see a shot on goal there. Tries to find his brother instead. Here's Stephen Casey making an impact out of the box immediately. Halverson now on net, deflected just wide.
Yeah, Casey almost got his stick on that last effort for a deflection. Would have been his second goal on a very similar play to the first one.
Casey's shot hit some bodies in front, came back, almost bounced out of the zone. Donnelly did well to keep it in. Big hit from Stephen Casey. Donnelly looking to try to keep the pressure forward as Husky bodies come in to force the puck down behind Cockrell. Halverson, though, is there. Spots Alex Solitzer with some room to skate. All he has to do is find his brother, who's there. Sorry, that is Nick Cool, almost able to deke around Gilmore. Not quite. Here is Dan Solitzer. Back to Jesse Leonard, who tried to throw it deep. Leonard did well to keep it in the net, keep it in the zone with his leg. Now here come the Huskies, though. Brock Burgess back, not able to clear. Could have been dangerous. Able to do the job was Burgess. Here's Cool.
Very good job on that last passing on that last sequence by the Ducks.
Alex Solitzer throws a shot on net, blocked by Gasser, who is tailing him all the way. Dan Solitzer emphatically throws his arms in the air. There will be a call. Gasser's not happy about it as he's shoving Dan in the back. Dan hits the ice. Perhaps this could be a double minor here for Gasser as they're exchanging words. I believe there were 2 penalties on that play. Cross-check to the back and the initial high sticking. We'll see if the refs agree with me. For some reason, I don't think so.
They tend to not agree with us up here in the booth. High sticking the call. And just a high sticking.
Just a high sticking. Andrew Johnson, the senior 6'4" out of Arkansas, will sit for 2 minutes. 7:05 here to go in the second period. 1-1 on the scoreboard. McCarty loses the draw to Vandermoon. Fight for the puck in the corner. Still a battle. Lots of bodies getting involved here. McCarty there trying to dig it out. Looks like he might have the best chance, and he does dig the puck out. Good touch to Halverson. Halverson finds Donnelly. Donnelly finds Cool. Cool with some space centers it. Hit off the body of Remedios, and Remedios almost took a slap shot into the bench of the Ducks, but hits the boards just below and goes the length of the ice, left by Halverson for Donnelly. Ducks now regroup. Casey up the left wing with speed. Mooch still on the puck. Taryn Donnelly. Sorry, sometimes I get caught up in the nicknames. If I say Mooch, I am referring to Taryn Donnelly. Here's Cockrell, leaves it for Taryn behind the net. Casey once again will start getting speed up the left side, looking to regroup and organize an attack here. Dan Solitzer ushers a puck into the zone, but too high and into the netting.
So the faceoff will come back out here to the neutral zone. 54 seconds left on the penalty to Johnson. Not much of an effort on the power play so far from the Ducks. Still a bunch of time left, though, on the power play.
Back to Cockrell, who leaves it for Donnelly. 45 seconds left to go here. Donnelly taking his time. No pressure. Takes his room to skate. Tries to find Alex Solitzer, but shuttled a pass in the air. Solitzer not able to knock it down. Here's Halverson. Dan Solitzer. Solitzer on net. Had a chance. Deflected wide by Gilmore.
And another penalty coming up here against Oregon, and you can see Taryn Donnelly throw his hands towards his helmet in frustration after the call. We'll see what the call is as the referees skate over to the bench.
Dan Solitzer lazily skating his way over to his stomping ground, I might be able to call at this point.
And interference the call.
2 minutes for 2:4:24. Dan Solitzer will sit. We will skate 4-on-4 here for 20 seconds until Husky Andrew Johnson leaves the box, and then we will have about a minute and a half of power play time for the Huskies. Okay, we have a penalty for Dan Solitzer being announced right now, though. Connor McBride skating with speed. We will have another penalty call.
I believe it's against the Ducks as well, so another 5-on-3 going to happen in 1 second. It's going to go from a 4-on-3 to a 5-on-3.
Correction, we've been announcing that Andrew Johnson is from Arkansas. He's actually from Alaska, 6'4", the senior.
And now Michael Luke is the one that skates over to the box, roughing the call.
Well-mannered game for Michael Luke. Hasn't spent too much time in the box here tonight, at least compared to yesterday. Duck fans and his teammates might be happy about that, but the Ducks have gotten themselves into penalty trouble as we will skate 5-on-3 here for almost a full 2 minutes. Ducks can't be happy about this, especially Coach Rich cannot be happy about this. Here is Gasser. Gasser on net, deflected high into the netting. Face-off.
And we saw this in the first game in this series and earlier, even though the goal that came earlier from the Huskies was not a 5-on-3 goal, it was a 5-on-4 goal, but it came about a second after the 5-on-3 expired. So very much set up by the 5-on-3s. We have another duckling pictured on the screen for you.
Any guesses as to who this Oregon duckling might be? Must have known where he was going to go to school starting at a very young age. Perhaps his parents knew for him. Here is Gasser. Gasser skates it himself into the zone, met by a hip of Halverson. McCarty now. Good turn by McCarty. Buys himself a little room and chips it the length of the ice. Gilmore out to play it. Gilmore to Andrew Johnson, who takes his space into the Duck zone. Johnson behind the net. Taryn Donnelly broke it up, chipped it wide up the boards. Alex Solitzer there just to pin it with Minkoff. Minkoff comes out with the puck, as he so often does in 50-50 situations like that. James chips it forward, and it's a goal! A delicate chip from Corey James finds Minkoff in front of the net, who just had to let the puck tip off of his stationary stick, directed perfectly through the legs of Danny Cockrell. A 5-hole goal to make it 2-1, and to make it interesting, the Huskies now in the driver's seat. This could be a game here, folks.
Yeah, very interesting situation now as the Huskies are going to still have a man advantage with the penalty to Michael Luke, so they have an opportunity really to put a stranglehold on this game, and it looks like Solitzer now skating over to the box.
Not needed at this point, just gave up a 5-on-3 goal. Now it looks like they will be skating 5-on-3 once again. 2-1 lead for the Huskies. Coach Rich and Coach Lacasse can't be happy about this one, as it looks like more 5-on-3 time will be had.
I think it's just a 10-minute misconduct that was given to Solitzer. It was the signal from the referee anyway, so nothing that's going to go on the board. It'll be 5-on-4 again, but
keep those guesses coming for this young Oregon Duckling. He has been on the team for more than this season. That's the hint I will give you. Keep those guesses coming on Twitter and on the social stream. We will skate 5-on-4, as Isaac is correct. That was a misconduct, which means that Alex Solitzer will rejoin this game about 6 minutes into the third period. 3:51 here to go.
And I mean, what more can you say? Discipline continuing to be a problem for the Ducks. You can point the finger at the officiating, but at a certain point, at a certain extent, you just have to know that the officiating is going to be the way it is and kind of keep a cooler head. And the Ducks having a lot of trouble doing that so far.
Thank you, Tammy Taylor, for sending in more pictures on Twitter. If anyone is on Twitter and would like to see some Pat Taylor photos, they were tweeted at Oregon Hockey by Tammy Taylor. Here's Minkoff with some space and found the gap under Cockrell's arm, but Cockrell was up for the effort. That is telepathic work by the black-clad Oregon goaltender. Great awareness and great save.
And Michael Luke, you might be able to see standing up in the penalty box. 4 seconds left on his roughing penalty, the first one of the game for Michael Luke. So it's weird, I keep talking about the discipline problem the Ducks have, and the one guy who had the biggest discipline problem yesterday has only been penalized one time tonight, and he's about to skate back on the ice and play with his friends.
Glad to hear Jim Minkoff switched over to the Chrome browser, and it's working well for him. So those of you who might be having some errors, you consider switching browsers to Chrome as the puck goes out of play. Jim Minkoff, we hope you were tuning in as your son scored the second goal here for the Huskies to make it 2-1. 3 minutes left to go here in the second period.
3:05 left in that period. Huskies with the 2-1 lead as we are now back to 5-on-5 hockey, although Alex Solitzer will be sitting in the box for the next about 7 minutes.
Have to wonder what this intermission speech from Coach Rich is going to be. Can't be quite rainbows and sunshine. Here are the Ducks with Abate, who has some room to shoot, bounces in front, taken by the Huskies. Chance for the Ducks, wasted.
Coach Rich, not really a rainbows and sunshine kind of guy on the best of days.
Oh, and it trickles in! Not a goal that Cockrell will be happy about. Had it covered the whole way, sliding from right to left, bounces under his pad, off of the skate, and back into his own net as he bows his head. They celebrate in front of him. That is 3-1 momentum tipping in the direction of the Huskies. 3-1 here, 2:37 to go at the Lane County Ice Center. A lot of fans here, a lot of fans not quite making enough noise maybe for the Ducks, as the momentum really is in the hands of the Husky skaters.
Yeah, this looks like, unless the Ducks can get 2 quick goals in the next 2:37, going to be the first time in the I-5 Cup we go into the third period not in a tie score, so it's going to be a big third period for Oregon to try and prevent a post-game shootout for the I-5 Cup.
Some dangles by Casey found its way to Husky as they enter the Oregon zone once again. Brock Burgess there to try to get the puck up and out of the zone. Still working against Vandermoon as Brock Burgess finally wins the puck. Here is Shabara, who has something left to prove this game. Casey pushes the puck forward, bumps Gasser. Looks like this will be an offsides call, puck coming outside of the zone.
Certainly, though, the speech from Coach Salahor is going to have a lot to do with discipline, because with the Ducks are in the position that they're in now, down 2 goals, they cannot afford to take a single penalty in that third period. They're going to need to be playing not just 5-on-5, but trying to draw some penalties of their own maybe, and get a better chance of getting one of those 2 and 3 goals they need to get a 3-3 tie and then maybe a 4-3 win. But a lot of work to do before that happens.
Dumped deep by Halverson. Huskies now on the puck with Brandon Kauchek. Kauchek hasn't gotten too much time here tonight, but here he is for the Huskies. Remedios now. Remedios works. Brambat with him. Puck goes deep to Donnelly. Halverson chips it forward to Casey. Casey throws it up across ice to Dan, who almost broke away. Dan Solitzer chipped it to Shabara. What a snipe from Dan Solitzer! Had 2 Huskies in front of him. Threaded the gap into the top left corner past the unsuspecting and unprepared Gilmore high blocker side into the corner. It is a 3-2 game. There is still hockey left to be played here at the Lane County Ice Center. 1:08 to go. What a goal from Dan Solitzer.
Yeah, what a shot there. He just picked his target and was not about to miss. Jacob Gilmore now is the goalie that's kind of breathing heavy the same way Cockrell was after that last one. And it's 3-2 in a much more interesting hockey game than it was a moment ago, and a big goal. You talk about, there's never a bad time to score a goal, Connor, but if you can score in the first or the last 2 minutes of a period, it is that much more important of a goal. And right now, Solitzer with that goal going into the intermission, into the dressing room, just a huge impact on this game.
And that was a laser. The puck was bouncing on its side when he took the slap shot. He still made a great contact with the puck. It was a laser of an effort to that top left corner. Huskies were in front of him, but they were just left standing watching that fly past their goaltender to make it 3-2. Fans starting to get involved. This could be signs of the tide changing. Gasser with the puck, though, finds James. James on net. Cockrell there to make the save. Now behind the net is Minkoff. Minkoff finds Gasser. Gasser and Andrew Johnson bump into each other. Here's Nick Cool. Nick Cool with speed up the left side, head down, looking to deke. Throws it towards the slot. McBride was coming in. McBride took a little poke at Gasser after the play. There's some chippiness going on now as the almost is rebounded into the net. Yelling comes from the Oregon bench. A lot of fingers pointing. Gilmore looks hurt, though, behind the play.
Yeah, and that puck was just sitting there in front, and then Andrew Johnson knocked the net off its moorings, and that's something we saw from the Ducks a few times last night. Was never called as a delay of game as it might be if the refs were calling it, if they saw it and they deemed it was intentional. They didn't last night, and they do not tonight either. The face-off going to come to the neutral zone, and Gilmore with the chance to catch his breath a little bit, but that could have been dangerous. Also worth noting, we had 13 shots for the Ducks and 14 for the Huskies in the first period, 8 in this period and 7 for the Huskies, so a much different look, although we've had more goals.
10 seconds to go here at the Lane County Ice Center. Halverson tries to find Cool maybe for the last opportunity of the period. Cool, though, will sit with the puck. Turns it over, trying to just use his body to rough him up a little bit before the period ends. End up being one last opportunity for the Huskies, though. A tame effort is gloved down by Cockrell. They go to the dressing room to get this speech from Coach Rich that Isaac and I predict won't be among the happiest moments of their lives.
No, but that goal from Solitzer at the end of the period kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off, but still, for the Ducks, they don't want to leave this I-5 Cup to a shootout. Washington still has a little bit more of an uphill battle to climb, I'd say, than Oregon, because if they give up the goal, then we go to overtime. We could end up having a shootout and then a shootout, and that be something, Connor. But for the Ducks now, if they really want to not leave this to a shootout. Because, it really is kind of a crapshoot when you have a shootout in hockey, and you don't want to leave something as important to the I-5 Cup as a shootout. It was the opposite way. 3 or 4 years ago, the Ducks had the second half of the I-5 Cup in Seattle. and then they won that second game in Seattle to even the series, and then they lost the shootout and had to win the game and go home with the victory and lose the I-5 Cup. Certainly no one wants that to happen tonight.
Pac 8 hockey here at the Lane County Ice Center. Ducks 2, Huskies 3. The second intermission, we will be back in 2 minutes. And get ready to guess some photos, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in.
So we've been giving you this photo a few times. No one with the correct guess yet. So we'll give you a few more minutes to stare at the little duckling in the Oregon sweatshirt and see if anyone can come up with the right guess. Otherwise, we've got the next one queued up. A little bit easier of a guess on the next photo. So be prepared for that one as well.
Keep those guesses coming in for this little Oregon baby. No one has gotten it correct so far. Another hint is he is a senior on this team. Hopefully that will round it down enough. Keep those guesses coming in. Thank you so much, and we will be back shortly. Keep those guesses coming. All right, everyone, thanks for the guesses. Although no one was able to get it, this is little baby Patrick Scarlotta. Team coordinator wears the number 10. Gave misconduct yesterday, back here tonight. Already dressed in Oregon attire as a little infant there. Good to see he knew where he was going early on. We will bring you the next picture. This one might be a little easier. Thank you, Dylan. So bring on those guesses, and we'll see who gets this one right. Thank you so much, and we will be back shortly. a Scarlotta family, or I think that was a Scarlotta family member. Duck Scar got that correct. That is Trevor Peterson in the nice CCCP jersey and those beautiful blue pads. Trevor working the camera here tonight. Thank you, Trevor. That is picture with the nice long blonde flow there. Clean cut. Now we will move on to the next photo. Who do you think this duck is? I'll start you off with a hint. Looks like he's throwing a punch here, throwing his body around, and it's a player on the Ducks who isn't unfamiliar with that. We will be back.
On his way maybe to the cutest little penalty box you'll ever see.
Francis with another correct guess. That is little baby Michael Luke, as Isaac suggested, on his way to a little baby penalty box, perhaps for the hit. Looks like even it's after the whistle. We're going to take this time to go ahead and post in the social stream the link to donate directly to UO Hockey, although you do have to specify in the gift instructions that this will go to UO Hockey, and you might want to specifically say that it will go to the broadcast department. If you do not specify that it is for Oregon Hockey or for the broadcast department in the special instructions, that money will just get donated directly to the school. Not that we don't want University of Oregon to get money, but they have quite a bit and we have quite a little, and we would love to get some funding to keep our stream going live. We have about 70 concurrent viewers at the moment. Thank you all for tuning in. We have several hundred total views, so thank you for everyone who's tuning in and tuning out. We're about to post another picture. And now here is another little hockey player currently on the Ducks, and he is a well-respected member of this team. We'll let you guess, but please see the social stream for the link to donate. This game alone will probably cost us about $100 to bring to you ad-free, as most of our games will be for the remainder of this season and for next season. So any donations that you can give to us will be used well, and it will be well appreciated. Like I said, we are a non-profit organization, so when you're filling out your tax forms, be sure to make sure to include that donation. And we thank all the support that we've already got from a lot of these Duck families, and we hope that you continue that support to keep your skaters coming live on Ustream. And for those Washington fans out there, we will be streaming next year, and if you want to see your games against the Ducks here at Eugene, Oregon, and we did make the trip up to Seattle last week, then I encourage all fans to donate to our stream. It will go towards the betterment of hockey. So thank you for tuning in. We will be back shortly. Congratulations, Tammy Taylor. That is young little Tyler Halverson, not wearing a C on his sweater as he is tonight as the puck drops at the Lane County Ice Center. 3-2, we will remind you, is the score here. 20 minutes to go left in this game. Right now, if the score stands, we will be going to a shootout to decide the I-5 Cup. Puck leaves the rink, and we will have a face-off in the Oregon zone. Out here for the Ducks, Tyler Halverson, wearing the C on his sweater, the baby picture we just saw, partnering Taryn Donnelly for the Ducks. Stephen Casey out, centering the Solitzer brothers, Dan and Alex. Alex actually is in the box, I apologize. Shabara out there getting some top-line time for the Ducks. He spent some time there earlier this season before getting ill. Now he is back and getting some top-line action while Alex Solitzer serves the rest of his misconduct. He will be back in about 4 minutes. Shabara touches it up to himself. Good work, leaves it for Casey. Casey with speed on net. Deflected wide by Gilmore. Here comes Shabara, first to the puck. Tries to flip it back. Solitzer is there. Casey barely keeps it in. He does keep it though. Throws it low to Dan Solitzer on the chase with Shabara. Shabara once again, deja vu, tries to fight for it over in that corner. Dan Solitzer with him, though James will come out with it. Casey, though, steals it back immediately. Shabara winds up a shot wide, deflected by Gilmore. Here is Minkoff.
This first goal, this third period, going to be very important for Oregon to get this back to even, or for Washington to get that big 2-goal lead. And Oregon trying to avoid the shootout.
Corey James worked with it into the Oregon zone before eventually turning it over to the Ducks. Here they are now with Taryn Donnelly with some space, some time. Halverson bumps off Alex Black, who goes for a change. Decides to play some defense rather than change as Scarlatta was coming in with speed. Scarlatta looking for the call. Tries to lay a big hit onto number 15 Bartlett of the Huskies, who did well to sidestep Scarlatta, who was coming in wildly. Michael Luke. Low to McCarty. McCarty finds Scarlatta behind the net. Scarlatta waiting. Back to McCarty. Tries to find McBride, broken up in front by Vandermoon. Vandermoon now. Oh, big hit by Scarlatta as he takes out Kyle Umlauf and Connor McBride in the process. McBride back up. There's a shot on net, though. Blocked by Kyle Umlauf, skating out with speed. Dumps it into the zone. Big hit by Patrick Scarlatta.
That hit from Scarlatta, maybe just a tad late, but no flags on the play.
Here comes Scarlatta again with some speed up the left side. McBride just crossed the line before Scarlatta. Of the I-5 Cup.
And McBride coming in a step offside there. Kind of the mistake you want to really avoid in this point in the hockey game. You know, any chance that you get that's nullified by an offside like that when you're digging in trying to get that tying goal is a big missed opportunity.
Here are the Huskies now with Brambat, who chips it up towards Kowchek.
I like that name, Brambat. Good name.
Not too fun to announce, but I do my best. Here is Gasser. Kowchek chases Leonard. Leonard bumped hard by Kowchek. Clean hit, good hit by the Husky. Spun around, Keenan Smith tries to find a teammate. Kept in the zone by the Huskies. Here's Brock Burgess, the freshman who has had a big impact here on this series. Big improvement also throughout the season from Burgess. Pat Taylor spins, finds Burgess. Burgess finds Taylor again. Stick wasn't strong enough, though, to keep that effort in, but puts on a little forecheck. Remedios slaps one towards Cockrell, who's forced to make a save, drops it for Halverson. Halverson with time. Minkoff coming, though. Halverson did well to get it away. Here's Nick Cool back to Leonard to Halverson. Under pressure, the Ducks seem to be panicking with the puck. Now, another opportunity to get some offense. The puck, though, deflects high and outside of the zone. The ref signifies the face-off will come outside. thank Matt Hanlon, who's hard at work right now viewing our stream and also helping out with our website. He is adding a donation tab to OregonHockey.com, or OregonDucksHockey.com rather. So you can go there and you could donate from a donate tab that is there. But I do encourage you to be really careful when you are specifying where that money goes to, and make sure that you specify the gift is to go to Oregon Hockey. And if you would like specifically to the broadcast department to keep these streams on Ustream coming to you ad-free at no cost to you, and to keep it in high quality, as a puck from Dan Solitzer goes into the slot to a skating Shabara, not quite able to get there in time though.
Michael Remedios almost knocked that one back into his own net.
Here come the Huskies forward. Cockrell behind the net leaves it for Taron Donnelly, who gets his head up and sees Dan Solitzer, who just touches the puck forward to beat the icing call. Goes for a change. Fresh lineup here. As a linesman actually took a little spill in the open ice. I don't know if our camera caught that, but we like to keep it light here. It's funny when the refs take a little spill. They're experienced skaters. Here's Gasser. Deep. Vandermoon there takes a hit from Stankovic. Pushed forward by Donnelly. McBride on the chase. McBride does have the speed advantage against Andrew Johnson, though. Andrew chipped it across ice to a teammate. Back with Michael Luke. Michael Luke finds McBride. McBride leaves it for McCarty. Good heads-up play and ice awareness from the senior. McCarty now. McCarty finds McBride, who almost snuck it in short side high on Gilmore. Deflected wide and back on McCarty's stick, who once again throws it at the net. Good shooting from McBride. Scarlato sitting and waiting, but McBride shoots, and a great glove save by Gilmore.
Yeah, glove save and a beauty there. Otherwise, it would have been 3 goals apiece. A couple more ways you can donate. There's now a donate tab on the Oregon Ducks Hockey website. That's OregonDucksHockey.com. Also, you can click the broadcast tab, and there's a link there to donate. So all sorts of ways for you to be able to donate. And 80 concurrent viewers now. I believe that's another new record. So thank you to all of you guys for joining in on the broadcast.
And we encourage you to donate if you are able to keep our broadcast coming live in HD for free for you at home. Here's Michael Luke. Michael Luke dumps it deep towards Gilmore. Gilmore gloves it, takes a look at his options, leaves it for a teammate. Huskies trying to break out of the zone. Abate, though, on the puck. Now under a little pressure are the Ducks in the offensive zone. Here's Cool. Cool head down, skating with speed through many Husky skaters before turning it over to Remedios. Remedios now forward on the puck. Huskies trying to break through the middle and get a shot on net, though, broken by Cool. Here is Pat Taylor, tries to dive and get a stick on it. Call Kasparowski has his hands up. Husky will be going to the box power play for the Ducks.
Yeah, tripping gonna be the call there, and not much argument from the Huskies. That was a clear trip there, and it was really one that you need to take if you are Jason Bartlett. Otherwise, Pat Taylor would have had a great opportunity to equalize this game. So Bartlett gonna sit 2 minutes for his actions, but I think if he had 100 chances to do it again, he'd do it 200 more times, because otherwise it would be a tie score right now. Opportunity for the Ducks.
The correct play by Bartlett, who took a penalty to save perhaps a scoring opportunity, as Isaac just said. Here's Casey. Casey with Halverson and Taron Donnelly, though. Halverson back to Casey. Casey throws it across to an open Shabara, but sticks in front. Deflected the puck just out of his reach. Dan Solitzer now with Shabara. Shabara working hard to keep the puck in the zone. Halverson, though, grabs it, gloves it down, keeps it alive. Casey to Halverson. Halverson, Mooch, Taron Donnelly, shoots in front, takes a deflection off of Gilmore, open net opportunity. Gilmore sprawls to save it. Puck, though, did not find its way onto
Gilmore without a stick right now, I believe.
Here is Casey, who just looks to wind up a shot off the glove, but wide. Shabara.
And now a defenseman hands Gilmore his stick and then gives a shove to Dan Solitzer. Nobody saw it.
Defenseman throws his stick, Gilmore stick back to him. He takes it and he throws it. Good play from the Husky defenseman, number 12, Andrew Johnson, without a stick. Finally gets his stick back as Gilmore had enough time to switch out. Great heads-up play by Johnson to keep his goaltender well equipped and at the same time using his hand to alleviate pressure on Gilmore. Donnelly across the rink to Casey. This is a great-looking power play right now for the Ducks. Halverson with a shot, takes a deflection. As great of a penalty kill as it is a power play, though. Here is Corey James, who chips at the length of the ice. A tired Huskies line will make a change, as will the Ducks. Here's Donnelly. Scarlotta getting some PP time here for the Ducks. Halverson drops it for McCarty. McCarty working against Minkoff, and Black wins that matchup 1-on-2 as the puck goes to the corner, pressured by McBride. McBride, Scarlotta, and McCarty over working in the corner. Big hit. Clean hit. Here come the Huskies, though. Oh, maybe not as clean as Kasparowski, I think, is telling Gasser and Scarlotta they will both be going to the box. Perhaps it's just Gasser. Good news.
Gasser right now, anyway. We'll see if Scarlotta takes a detour on his way to the box. He might be coming over.
Scarlotta looks a little bit woozy. I didn't see the play, but I looked over after the whistle. Scarlotta was belly down on the ice. Gasser standing over him, maybe a little extracurricular after the play. Kasparowski signals only a penalty for Gasser.
Gasser's been no stranger to the box tonight himself.
Thank you to the Utah Utes for tuning in here on Ustream. I cannot thank AJ and Matt over at the Utes Hockey for helping us out. Can't thank them enough. They gave us all the equipment information we needed how to get this live, so we are here to help bring Pack 8 Hockey to life on laptops, on TVs, on phones and mobile devices all around the country, and that wouldn't have been possible without the kind broadcast team over in Utah. Thank you so much, and perhaps I will see you in a few weeks. Casey now. And I'll take this opportunity to pimp out Utah's social media. Please do search for the Skating Utes on Twitter and on Facebook. Follow them, support Pack 8 Hockey. We are all in this together, and we want to bring hockey here to the West Coast. Halverson with the puck for the Oregon Ducks. Finds Alex Solitzer, who's out of the box from his 10-minute major, and Casey jumped over a Halverson shot, almost found its way in, not quite. Here is Alex Solitzer. Great attacking display from the Ducks. Solitzer shot, almost found its way in. Again out to Solitzer, deflected wide. Casey behind the net. To McBride in the middle, hit a stick on the way. Taryn finds Casey. Casey to Donnelly. Donnelly chips it forward towards Alex, who is screening the goaltender. Bounces to the corner, though, and Bartlett is there. Alex Solitzer had some space to shoot, though. Here come the Huskies with a 2-on-1 if Vandermoon is able to skate past Alex Solitzer, though the puck now is with Halverson safely in possession with the Ducks.
You know, we were in a similar situation last year while Oregon had the 2-1 lead in the series coming into the last game, but Washington had a 1-goal lead late in the third period when Tyler Halverson fired one from the blue line to force overtime. We'll see if maybe some similar heroics from the Ducks captain will unfold in the next 9 minutes and 55 seconds as Troy Gasser sprints out of the box.
Heroics might be needed at this point, Isaac. Ducks trail 2-3 as they almost get a goal right there to tie it up, but shootout is looming if the score stays the same as a Dan Solitzer shot gets deflected high into the netting and he trips over Gilmore, gives him a friendly pat on the back. No harm, no foul there as he skates away harmlessly.
So 9:42 showing on the clock right now is looks like the Huskies will go for a change and a partial change for the Ducks.
Right now, out for the Ducks, Connor McBride, Trevor McCarty, Patrick Scarlotta, the seniors out here. The veterans out here for the Ducks, Michael Luke and Stankovic, not quite veterans, but they've had their impact this season. They are the defensive pair out, 9:42 left to go in this hockey game. The last Pack 8 game of this season to decide the I-5 Cup. As it stands now, they will be going to a shootout, but I wouldn't put any money on that. This has been a high-scoring, a high-impact game. Here is Michael Luke. Luke tries to get it deep, does finally on the second effort. Blocked in front, chipped out. And here comes the Huskies. A good body by Luke keeps number 10, Kyle Umlauf, from having a breakaway. Underestimated effort by Luke.
It's going to cost him 2 minutes, and if they call interference, I don't know what the call is going to be, but that was a pretty darn clean hit there. Looked like a hold indicated, so I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what the referee's looking at there. Maybe, again, somebody with slightly less thick Homer goggles than myself could tell me, but that seemed like a clean play on a puck carrier in front of the net, and Michael Luke's going to sit down for it at a very important time in this hockey game, so you hate for officiating to have an impact on this game. I don't know what happened on that one, though. That looked pretty clean to me.
Look clean to me. If we miss something that you clearly see on the stream, don't hesitate to tell us. As Alex Solitzer has a breakaway, only Gasser is there. Solitzer gets around him. No! Gilmore was up for it, but Kasparovsky is giving a penalty shot. This is gonna be Alex Solitzer, 66 for the Ducks. It all comes down to this, folks. 8:54 in this game. Will we tie it up with a penalty shot? Kasparovsky gives the first penalty shot we have seen here. Gilmore looking relaxed, ready to face this. It all comes down to this, folks. Michael Luke laughing in the box. This is something we haven't seen in a while. Alex Solitzer looking down the rink at Gilmore.
And this is a chance to see maybe a little bit of a preview of what we might see in 8 minutes and 54 seconds if we are still tied or are tied at that point. A big moment in this hockey game. Alex Solitzer ready to take it. Connor Gordon, take it away.
Here is Alex Solitzer staring down Gilmore. Gilmore in his crease. Alex with the first touch. Coming in from the right and busts a move in. No! Gilmore followed him all the way. Granted, it was a good deke by Alex Solitzer. Good, not great. Gilmore was up for the task. Went into the butterfly, stretched his leg out right when Alex thought he had him beat. Flashed the pad. It was deflected up and high. 3-2 remains here at the Lane County Ice Center. 1:50 to go in the Michael Luke penalty. That could have been a huge momentum changer in this game. Alex Solitzer, though, not quite able to squeeze it past the brick wall of Gilmore.
Yeah, and it's always such a big thing when you miss a penalty shot, because now you have the penalty and you got a great opportunity, but of course no power play follows. It's just either all or nothing on the penalty shot. This time it's nothing.
Gilmore needs to be given credit where credit is due. Solitzer, they do the lemon drill, they call it. It's a lemon gets put at center ice, and you do a shootout, and the last player that hasn't scored yet is forced to eat the lemon, and Solitzer is usually not the last player, usually scoring early on in that drill.
Don't forget that pink jersey at the next practice either.
That is true. They also have to wear a pink jersey, as a few Washington efforts just go wide of Cockrell. Nothing really endangered him there. How exciting was that, Isaac?
That penalty, that was something, and it's we could see it in 8 minutes and 18 seconds. A hell of a lot more of shots from center ice like that. Maybe it's a chance, though, if you want to look at it that way, and I'll try to really spin this here. The Ducks have seen what Gilmore is going to do on a penalty shot. Gilmore has also seen what Alex Solitzer is going to do if he gets another chance in a shootout, so both teams will kind of file notes away in the back of their mind, but for the Ducks' sake, hopefully it's unnecessary.
Here is McCarty working behind Gilmore. I lost my breath a little bit there, Isaac. I think I'm losing my voice, all this yelling. McBride working against Remedios behind the net. McCarty there as well. Huskies, though, have some time to regroup. Coming forward is Remedios. Vandermoon with him. Does pass it to Vandermoon, who leaves it back for Remedios. Up to Vandermoon. Good stick work from the Huskies, though. McBride with a break. He's tripped up. McBride gets back up, though, and his effort is just blockered away by Gilmore. The puck was right in the skating path of McBride, who had nowhere to go except one-on-one with Gilmore. That will be a penalty for assistant captain Remedios. Did all he could to prevent a breakaway, and maybe it was just enough, as McBride is known for his sharp shooting, and just like Alex Solitzer, is not one to miss very many one-on-one opportunities. Good play by Remedios to put himself in the box to prevent that one-on-one.
Yeah, and a great play from McBride, too. Very strong skating to keep control of the pucks as he goes down. Water bottle being brought over for Mr. Remedios in the penalty box. He'll have some time to get hydrated. Four on four for about 30 seconds here.
Thank you for tuning into this very exhausting broadcast. I did have some coffee before this, so I apologize if I'm yelling, but this is the I-5 Cup. This is the last game of the Pack-8, and we have another penalty interference. Kasparowski on the call. 2 minutes for Brock Burgess.
And I think all of us in the booth here are kind of shrugging at that one. You know, I don't understand, though, why you're going to do anything that could even be in any planet construed as a penalty in this situation for the Ducks. Certainly it is a very costly penalty to take because it will put the Ducks short-handed for 14 seconds, and then it's going to wipe off the man advantage they would have had. So a big penalty call by Kasparowski.
Too bad for the Ducks. There will be a fair amount of 4-on-4 played here, though, and Ducks have been pretty successful 4-on-4, as have the Huskies. They both are good playing a man down. Huskies already are play on their big Olympic View Arena rink, which is almost like playing a man down because it's so much wider and so much longer, Isaac.
So much open ice there, and you know, they're used to that, but they also train on smaller ice, so they don't play there that often.
Shot for the Huskies. Cockrell didn't know where it was, although he, I think, pinched it between his right arm and his body, almost slipped by, but of course Danny Cockrell is good for it.
Such a helpless feeling as a goalie when you don't know where the puck is. Luckily for number one in black and gold this time, it was firmly in his body, even if he didn't know that.
Here are the Huskies, not ready to sit back and let this one-goal lead be the story here. They look to add more onto their total. Ducks, though, not content to let themselves be defeated here, coming into this game with an advantage in the I-5 Cup trophy inside the scorer's booth. That's the cup that both of these teams are pining for. Both look to enjoy celebrating with the cup, be it in Oregon, in Eugene, Oregon, or in Seattle, Washington. It is the most sought-after trophy, maybe behind the Pack-8 title for these two teams. Dan Solitzer, a shot deflects off of number 12 for the Huskies and behind the net. Dan there again to chase his own rebound. 4-on-4 hockey, you can see this has opened up a little bit with speed as Minkoff. Minkoff, I won't say has been anonymous this period, but certainly hasn't been called as much as he normally is. A exciting, impactful skater. Minkoff, one of the top players in the league. I'm pretty sure that is universally accepted by both of these teams, as a shot from Halverson goes just off of the bar, and another shot comes in from Taron Donnelly just wide. Big hit by Halverson, drops the Husky to the ground, number 6, Kowchek. Alex Solitzer dumps it deep only to the stick of Gasser just at center ice, who throws it back in off of Donnelly as the puck trickles to Halverson. We have a whistle.
And a hand pass called there. 19 seconds left on the penalty to Remedios. 36 seconds left on the penalty to Burgess. So a little bit of power play time coming up for Washington, unless somebody else takes another penalty and complicates matters even more. 4-on-4, though, we remain right now. 5-5-5. 5:55 left on the clock. 3-2 the score. Huskies with the lead.
Chipped forward by the Ducks, finds Gasser. McCarty now leaves it for Michael Luke, who throws it to Stankovic. Stankovic with some space to enter and does. Takes it wide and deep. Centers a puck into the slot. McCarty not quite able to get a stick on it. Puck deep goes to Remedios, who has a spin and a turn and almost all the way through to Cockrell. Puck comes off, and we will have a whistle. Dangerous opportunity. Great awareness by the Huskies to find Remedios waiting on the blue line, prepared for a breakaway on Cockrell. Good defending by McBride. Good back check to get his stick in there and not make it easy for Remedios to have a breakaway.
Yeah, that could have been very dangerous, as that's the opportunity you look for coming out of the box. Every time you leave the box, you hope that exactly what just happened for Michael Remedios happens. The puck ends up in the middle of the neutral zone, no one else there to take it. Remedios 2-3 steps out of the box, and he almost had a breakaway. Good, quick, panic defense by the Ducks, and you talk about sometimes in hockey, desperation can be a good thing. It certainly was there for Oregon.
McCarty subs in for McBride there on the draw. Now loose puck in front of Cockrell, who covers it. Bouncing there for a minute, looked dangerous, but Vandermoon wasn't quite able to put it inside of Danny Cockrell's net.
15 minutes or so, almost 15 minutes into this third period, and the last 6 or 7 have looked very different than the first 7 minutes of the period. Oregon had about 8 shots by the time Washington got their third, and now we're almost even. 8 shots in the period for the Ducks, 7 for the Huskies. So Oregon started out strong, hasn't been able to quite keep it at that same level.
Abate, Taylor, and Cool out for the Ducks on offense, with Taron Donnelly and Tyler Halverson on defense. Halverson working in the corner, Abate there to support. Mooch now finds Pat Taylor. Pat Taylor has Nick Cool on his left, and Abate trailing behind. Taylor throws it on net. Cool was there, but rebound went out to a Husky, who chipped it deep, though. Halverson on the puck, chips it once again deep. On the chase is Cool. Taylor tries to keep it in, and after bouncing off a few legs, it finally leaves the zone. Taylor working against 3 Huskies. Odds are not in his favor. Brambat working against Cool. Cool now to Halverson. Halverson couldn't quite keep it in. The Huskies now 4:19 here to go in the third period on this final leg of the I-5 Cup. This game is not over. The Ducks will not sit back and let time tick away without putting another goal up there on the scoreboard. Taron Donnelly behind Danny Cockrell, chips it forward towards Casey. Top line out for the Ducks. Casey, though, his touch towards the Husky. Cool out with a long shift. He must be going for a change soon. Casey, with speed up the left wing, has some space to skate, takes his space. Little flare, little dangle by Casey. Well kept in by Stankovic. Puck still on its side. Luke loses his stick as Cockrell gloves the puck, and we will have a whistle.
So 3:27 left now in this third period. Washington can smell the shootout. It smells very sweet to them. I'm sure it smells quite foul to Oregon, though, as they have 3:27 left to try and force OT. And again, we could still theoretically end up with overtime, a shootout, and another shootout. So this game far from over.
Our season, though, is not far from over. We have this week, this game against the Huskies. Next week, we have College of the Canyons here, hosted in Eugene, Oregon. Here is Minkoff up the right wing, so deadly in Washington from that same spot. A puck trickles through. Is it in? No, says Kasparowski. Saved by Cockrell.
And you might hear some banging on the glass, some appreciation from the Oregon fans over that last save. It was a big one for sure, as that puck could have been anywhere, could have been in the net. It was not. Danny Cockrell diving on top of it, as he does so frequently. 3:07 left on the clock now, getting to be crunch time for the Ducks.
Minkoff on the draw against Alex Solitzer, 2 of the elite players on the ice right now. Really, there aren't any bad players on the ice. These are all accomplished students and accomplished hockey players. And I will take this minute to remind you once again that our season is winding down, and we look to increase our funding and to keep our operating costs in the green for next season and keep our budget up there. So we are accepting donations to keep this stream coming live to you for free, ad-free. Please do donate at OregonDucksHockey.com. We will also be posting the link on Facebook and Twitter. Be sure to specify that it is for Oregon Hockey and especially for the broadcast equipment. We thank all of you for your support, for your ongoing support, and for those of you who have already donated to our cause. We are happy, glad, and thankful for all the support we've had to bring you this broadcast live. And I think I speak for Dylan and Isaac when I say that. Thank you so much. Here is Halverson chasing the puck.
Back-to-back icings by the Huskies here, so 2:40 left. I think they're at a certain point. They're just kind of trying to maybe not run out the clock, but they're fine with that if they can keep icing the puck, get 2-3 seconds to tick off each time. Meanwhile, the face-off in the Husky zone, and they can't change, so big chance for Oregon.
2:39 here to go. Scarlotta out with McCarty and McBride. You have to imagine that the top line will come out here soon, but here are the Huskies. Ooh, so close to the stick of Corey James, though. Not able to get a shot. Scarlotta takes a tumble back up. As I was saying, you have to think that the Solitzer and Stephen Casey line will be coming out here soon, and we will keep an eye on Danny Cockrell back there. Maybe will be pulled here, the last-ditch effort. Go big or go home, folks. This is the home rink for the Ducks, and they don't look like they want to lose. A few shots being peppered in. 3-on-2 now. Minkoff with James and Alex Black forward. Here is James. James shoots Minkoff there, and almost Alex Black effort past Danny Cockrell, but traffic in front deflected the puck wide. Whistle. 1:54 here to go. 3-2. Cockrell has been good tonight. Not quite as great as he was last night. Can't be blamed, though. A lot of penalties have taken their toll on the Oregon Ducks. Huskies have taken advantage of that time. Isaac, 1:54 to go. When will we see Danny Cockrell leave his crease?
I think you'll see him. Different coaches have different philosophies. I would start to really keep an eye on him in the next 20 seconds or so. Could be as late as the last 45 seconds or as early as about a minute and 30. Just kind of depends on what Coach Salahor is thinking, but we will certainly keep an eye on him because that, if the Ducks don't score soon, that's going to have to be a tactic that they go to. If there's no aggregate in this series, it's not like a European Soccer Cup tie, so there's no sense losing in just by one if you're going to lose this game for Oregon.
Here is Stankovic with the puck for Casey. Casey now sees Dan Solitzer, who has some space with Alex Solitzer, leaves it for Alex. Alex shoots, tries to find short side high above the blocker from Gilmore. Did make it through, but too high and too wide. Here is the Husky offense looking to add one more goal to their tally. Vandermoon throws it towards Cockrell. Wasn't on net. Stankovic now. Here is Luke. Casey. Casey skates forward. Solitzer there with him. 1 minute to go. Cockrell staring over at the bench, off of his line, ready to pounce, ready to sprint to the bench. Halverson, though, enters the zone.
At the face-off circles now. He could be leaving.
Cockrell at the top of the circle as Halverson backhand almost sneaks in.
Cockrell to the bench now.
Cockrell to the bench. Here comes McBride, an elite scorer, to go out and help support the Ducks as they look to put one more goal in and to not be defeated here. Here is McCarty, almost found an empty net. A great opportunity for the Ducks. 30 seconds, empty net on the other side. It doesn't get better than this. Solitzer, the puck is in front and behind. Vandermoon clears it out. Taron Donnelly. Donnelly looks, he has Halverson across. Halverson takes a shot deflected by a diving effort, a life-saving effort from Corey James. 10 seconds behind the net. Here's Alex Solitzer fighting 7 seconds remaining. Halverson can only shoot. Here it is. The puck, it's almost into the open net. There's the puck doesn't pass the line. Washington is celebrating, but this is not the end of the game. The I-5 Cup will be decided in a shootout. What a game, Isaac. What an ending. But it is not over yet.
So this is a big moment, obviously, and I think they might take the Zam out and just sort of clear one strip of ice so the shootout skaters have something to work with here.
Sorry, Isaac. We're going to take a quick break here while we make sure that fans. Hello, everyone. Thank you for staying tuned in with us. As I'm catching my breath here from that absolutely awesome 2 minutes of hockey that we just saw. Empty net opportunity for the Ducks to capitalize. 6-on-5. Gilmore was up for the effort. The puck tinkering on the line. McCarty was there to try to touch it into the open net. Wasn't quite able to do so. Game ended with a Husky victory. However, the I-5 Cup now tied 2-2 will be determined in a shootout. So, Isaac, who shoots here for the Ducks and who shoots here for the Huskies?
Well, I think for the Huskies, and the shooter's going to be definitely including Ryan Minkoff. Corey James will for sure get an effort, and then maybe you look to see Alex Black, Michael Remedios, another possibility, even though he's a defenseman for Oregon. Certainly the Solitzer brothers will both shoot. You'd like to see Nick Shabara shoot if he's feeling up to it. I'm not 100% sure where his health is at. He's played today, but he might not be quite at 100%. Stephen Casey, a likely candidate to shoot. I think the Ducks have more shooters probably that they are confident in than the Huskies. We talked about it a little bit before. The Ducks with a bit deeper of a bench, but if the Huskies can get a lead early in the shootout, that might not come to be at all important. So both goalies here, I'm sure, are kind of equal parts excited and terrified at this prospect. When you're a goaltender, you have to love these situations. You have to love it when all the pressure is on your back. At the same time, both of these goalies will absolutely feel like they're the reasons their team lost, whichever goalie lost, and you know what? That's not going to be fair.
It's not going to be fair because both of these goaltenders have had the series of their lives. Spectacular saves made by both of them, and I promise you at home there will be spectacular saves made in the shootout. I have had the honor of taking some shootout opportunities on Danny Cockrell myself, and I can tell you it's not easy to sneak a puck past him, but these Huskies, if anyone's up for the task, it will be them. Same thing goes for Gilmore, who's had a spectacular game here tonight. The Oregon Ducks have their task set out for them as Alex Solitzer was not able to capitalize on his penalty shot opportunity. We will be back momentarily for the shootout. Thank you for staying tuned in with us, and thank you to the fans who are here that's staying for the shootout. We will be back shortly. We remind you all to follow us on Twitter at Oregon_hockey and to interact with us on the social stream. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have right now. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for supporting our broadcast by donating on our website. We will be back shortly. All right, out here the first shooter for the Huskies who will be going first is the the sophomore out of Colorado, standing at 6 foot, number 9, Alex Black, looking to put one on the tally against Danny Cockrell, who wears the 1 on his jersey, and number 1 he has been for the Ducks, an MVP performance last night. Here is Black. Black dangles. Cockrell, though, stuffs him. Never had a chance. Red Black the whole way, and a good save. The Vuvuzela crew, I will take the time to give them a shout out. They're being loud, celebrating Cockrell's save. Out for the Ducks, Stephen Casey, who took a major penalty. Now he's back out here looking for redemption, looking to add one to his tally. Gilmore set to go.
Yeah, and a great job by Cockrell on that last one. Do what he does so well, kind of show a little bit of space and then take it away. Kick that right pad out, makes an important save. Here comes Stephen Casey.
Stephen Casey coming in from the left, switching it up from Alex Solitzer's side of choice, and Gilmore was still good for it. Gilmore stayed deep in his crease there. I don't know if deking was the correct choice for Casey. Looked like Gilmore never came off of his line too much, stayed deep in his crease, and the deke was just stuffed out.
Number 18, Corey James.
If you didn't hear the PA announcement, number 18, Corey James, who's been good over this series. Here he is on Cockrell. Head down, shoots early. Cockrell closes his leg, pinches the puck, and skates away. No problem. Looks like McBride for the Ducks will be taking the second shot. Casey just missed. McBride, number 27, an elite scorer, and he is great on the penalty shootout. Here he is, deking slow, and a Datsuk move, though it was stuffed by Gilmore. Great chance for McBride, and it was a pretty move, all things considered, but I think Gilmore did expect the deke, and it was no problem for him. Here is the elite scorer on the Huskies, Minkoff, the most often called name on the Huskies. Here he is, turning and swerving in, takes an early shot just below the left glove of Cockrell, past his left skate. Smart play, an early shot from Minkoff. Cockrell, I think, was waiting to go down and thought he might have been going to deke back to his backhand on the left blocker side. Nothing Cockrell could really do about that. That was a great play from a great scorer. Alex Solitzer now with the game at his stick, looking to keep the Ducks alive. Redemption for Alex Solitzer. He takes, dekes around, and no! I apologize, the game was on his stick. Thought we were playing NHL rules, though. We will have another shot from the Huskies. Here comes Jason Bartlett. We are sweating up here in the broadcast booth. The players are sweating down on the rink. I'm sure the crowd here is sweating, and we hope that you are sweating at home. This is the I-5 Cup. This is Pac 8 hockey. Here's Bartlett. Bartlett, an early shot, and it goes past Cockrell, and the game is nearly over. The Ducks need a goal, and it is going to come down to Dan Solitzer. Daddy, they call him, the older Solitzer brother. It's all up to him. Will 24 be up to it? Gilmore's been up to it this game. It all comes down to this, folks. Solitzer. Early shot, and it's a blocker save by Gilmore. The Washington Huskies regain the I-5 Cup. You can see the ecstatic celebration as they bolt from their bench to celebrate with Gilmore. He has been spectacular. Well-deserved victory for the Huskies, though the Oregon Ducks will be disappointed. Cockrell will be disappointed. Everyone needs to give that man a hug, as he has been truly spectacular this game, this series, this season, these 3 years for the Ducks. Hats off to Danny Cockrell and to Captain Tyler Halverson. What a season for the Ducks in the Pac 8. Although they will not go home with the I-5 Cup, you cannot underestimate this Oregon team. Young blood, young faces out here, disappointed faces, but you can't help but think there will be smiles sometime in the next 4 years for these young Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, there will be more chances to regain that I-5 Cup. Interesting, we've seen it kind of be a streaky series in the past, and this year Washington wins it after just 1 year away from it, so that I-5 Cup will travel back up north of the Columbia. I'm sure it'll have some liquids poured in it tonight in the Husky locker room and back at the hotel and in the vans and at the training center when the Huskies take it back to Seattle. And good for the Huskies. Great job by Jacob Gilmore on in the penalty shootout, and a great job by Gilmore on the penalty shot in regulation as well. But these teams might play again. They'll be in opposite pools at Pac-8, but if Oregon can get past Arizona State and Washington can manage to stun Utah, we could have another I-5 Cup game. It won't be for the I-5 Cup, but if they play again in the Pac-8 finals somehow and Oregon wins that, I'm sure they won't really care about losing the I-5 Cup anymore.
I'm sure they won't. Arizona, who Oregon will likely face in the Pac-8s, they are 10-0 on the season, so like Utah, undefeated. The Huskies now celebrating on the rink as they just were handed the I-5 Cup. Congratulations to the Washington Huskies. They played a great series here in Eugene, Oregon. They played a great series back in Seattle. Hats off to both goaltenders. They were the storylines of this game. While we still have all of you viewers out here, before you tune out, we want to remind you to please follow us at Oregon_hockey. And if you have any extra money laying around, throw it our way. Donate to the broadcast department or donate to the hockey team. We appreciate both. Of course, we more appreciate the donations to the broadcast department. As we hinted at earlier, it does cost us a lot of money to bring you this ad-free, and we hope we can offset those costs by bringing in some revenue with sponsorships. So, also, if you do have a business and you are looking to get your message out to hockey fans and to the local Eugene community and the extended community of the teams that we face up and down the West Coast and in Utah, we do urge you to donate. Thank you so much for all the support we've already had. Thank you for tuning in with us, and thank you for interacting with us on Ustream and on Twitter. We're here to answer any questions. We will be back to close out in about 3 minutes, but thank you for tuning in on this, what has been a spectacular night of hockey here in Eugene, Oregon. Congratulations to the Washington Huskies. We will be back shortly.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. We're going to wrap up real quick. Isaac, parting thoughts from this game. Obviously, Huskies came out on top. Oregon, though, season's not over. What do they need to adjust for next week against College of the Canyons?
Well, College of the Canyons will be a good break for them. Not a Pac-8 game, kind of a relaxing series. They get to get healthy and maybe work on that discipline thing. I'm sure that if you were to talk to the Ducks tonight in particular, with the game being so fresh and that wound being so fresh, there'd be a lot of words that I couldn't repeat about officiating. I myself was critical of the officiating at times. In particular, that last penalty the Ducks took the holding penalty on what looked like a totally clean hit on a puck carrier. But if officiating, if you don't feel like it's going your way, and the Ducks have often had things to say about officiating, both here with some easy kind of lighter stick calls that Kafsarowski likes to make, and that first game in Seattle, they really did not like the officiating either. If you don't like officiating, though, you need to adjust your play because you can't control the refs, and Oregon just took too many penalties tonight to come up with a victory.
Absolutely. Well, thank all you parents out there for sending in your photos that we've been posting throughout the night. We will be showing the rest of them on versus College of the Canyons. I believe it was probably the Halverson family who had the most predictions correct, so you will be getting a small prize come next week. We hope you are here in Eugene. Thank you for tuning in with us. Isaac, parting thoughts for the fans? Great turnout tonight. Record numbers for us, and we're so happy to be able to bring this game to you, both our Washington supporters and the Oregon fans. So thank you for viewing, and Washington fans, we'll see you guys next year, and Oregon, we'll see you next week. We will see you next week. It is also worthy to note we had a record number of attendance here, at least for this season. Over 300 people came out to support their Ducks. Thank you to Greek Night. We had a lot of fraternities and sororities out here supporting their philanthropy, so thank you for giving back and also helping out the Duck hockey effort. The ticket prices at the door go directly towards Oregon season fees, so thank you everyone who came out, and we remind you once again, if you want to donate to either the team or the broadcast department, you can do that on our website through the donate link through UO Foundation. And we thank everyone for tuning in, as this was a record night for us as well. We averaged between 80 and 90 viewers concurrently, with several hundred views total, so thank you so much. And until next week, I am Connor Gordon. I did color commentary tonight. I am the director and founder of the broadcast. I have Isaac next to me, who is doing color commentating, and he will be around next year. Dylan is the executive producer. He is on the computer, and he works so hard to make sure that the time is correct and that all the graphics look good, and to get our Twitter handles and our little bar right here. So thank you, Isaac. Trevor Peterson and Ty Anderton took their turns on the camera many times this season. Thank you, and until next week, farewell.